You are already ready, Holmes. What is going on?
I have been waiting for you for at least an hour, Watson. It would appear that a new drama has unfolded. The youngsters came to give me this address, but I have some doubt as to the actual location we are going to. Let's try anyway. At worst, we may come across the Baker Street irregulars to put us in the right direction.
This is an odd premise for a scene. Holmes and Watson are trying to find Dr. Tumblety. On the way, they get completely lost.
We are lost, Holmes.
No, we're not, Watson. We are heading for the very street I'd hoped for, but as I wasn't sure it was this one, I've made a few big detours in order to find the right one. I'll know it when I see the name.
Why, of course, Holmes. Why didn't I think of that? The great Sherlock Holmes can't
possibly be lost. This setup is a little contrived. Holmes and Watson get lost while traveling to some unknown location, and they just so happen to stumble across the scene of Jack the Ripper's 5th murder.
How are you, my friend? Are you not feeling well?
No.
My friend is a doctor. He can take care of you.
Don't go there. He came here, and he...
Now, Watson, take care of him.
Sherlock Holmes discovers the last killing by total coincidence. I feel like I've said this multiple times over the course of this walkthrough, but it bears repeating. This is a disgusting, gruesome murder. This was the 5th and final murder committed by Jack the Ripper. Unlike the other 4, this one was committed indoors, so Jack had a little bit of privacy while committing this murder. Meaning he felt free to take his time with this murder. He spent over 2 hours murdering this poor woman and cutting her body to shreds, and it's very gruesome, it's very disgusting. I am going to show the scene of Sherlock Holmes finding the body, but I will cut the shot which shows the body parts, because that is just too disgusting. I don't want to show that in one of my videos.
My God!
What happened?
Can't talk. Wait for the coppers. Are they coming? My eyes are crying.
No.
Go find them too, mister. I'll stay here and keep an eye out. Go!
No, I must await my friend. Ah, here he is.
Watson, are you there? How are you?
Fine, Holmes, and you? What happened?
Hello, sir. Where are we, Watson?
In Whitechapel, Holmes. This must be Dorset Street. You don't seem very well. Do you need something?
Indeed, Watson. Some clay, a great big piece of clay. I would ask for some wine, too, but as you know, I taste nothing but melodrama.
What is over there?
A trip from which you will never return, Watson. Trust me, don't go there.
A trip? Behind this door? In this room?
It's not strictly a door, it's more of a portal, a threshold, and what lies behind it is not the mortal realm, Watson. It is a place beyond time and space, the gift of a frantic artist who made use of his talent in order to grant us access to his world, Watson. Beyond that threshold is an abyss. Hell. The police won't take long to arrive, and the last thing I want is to waste precious time on them. Could you lead me out of this area and take me home?
Holmes is so disturbed by finding the dead body. It's almost like he can barely function. All he wants to do is go back home and rest. And I completely understand. But Holmes is a busy detective, so he makes a model of the victim out of clay.
You should come and eat, Holmes. Mrs. Hudson has worked wonders. The joint has been cooked medium rare. If only you would tell me what was in the courtyard.
The answer, Watson.
The answer, Holmes?
Yes, the answer to a question that you asked me a few weeks ago.
And how the devil can the answer to a question I asked you be found in that courtyard? And what question are you referring to, Holmes?
How our killer set about reaching the height of horror by taking another victim, Watson. Did Did I not tell you that I wanted to avoid melodrama?
Do you mean to say that...
Yes, that's what was in that room. You helped towards the colour. All that's missing is the odour, but I shall let that pass. The mutilations almost all resulted in large removals of flesh. My photographic memory noted them all in great detail, the shape, size and location, and thanks to the softness of this clay and your medical knowledge, I believe we can attempt to determine what is missing from this lady.
Don't you think we should wait for the medical examiner's opinion?
Surely not, Watson. This massacre has gone on long enough. I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to get our hands on Jack the Ripper before this night is out.
I didn't know Sherlock Holmes had a photographic memory. That's news to me. It makes sense. I just did not know that. It certainly will help him while solving mysteries. I'm glad that Holmes is now determined to catch Jack the Ripper. I will catch him before the night is out. I just wish that Holmes had been this determined after the first murder, instead of waiting for the 5th murder before deciding to catch the culprit. Like, Holmes should have been this determined to stop Jack the Ripper for the entire game. That's my feelings on the matter. We are having a puzzle at this point in the game. What Holmes does is he goes to his clay figurine and he puts body parts together. So he has to show where the lungs go. The lungs go on top, and then the stomach goes under the lungs, and the spleen and liver are somewhere near the intestines. It is a gross puzzle, so I'm just going to skip over that puzzle and go straight to the part where Holmes realizes the heart is missing. All of the body parts except the heart were found at the crime scene.
There we are, Watson. We have examined everything. The heart is the only thing missing. 2 uteri, a kidney, and now a heart. He had all the time he wanted in which to disfigure her, cut her up like a piece of meat, and yet took nothing but the heart. What do you think of that, Watson? Watson?
It's gross and disgusting, and Watson is going to vomit again. Okay, this vomit scene has gone on for far too long.
I dread to think how you'd react if you saw a corpse. I'm returning to Whitechapel, Watson, to Isaac's. If the heart tells you to come with me, if the heart tells you a little wordplay there. Let's go to the cobbler's.
Holmes, you are a terrible, terrible person for making a joke like that. Okay, we're going to the cobbler's. Why are we going to the cobbler's? I don't know. It will at least distract me from what just happened, so I am all for it.
Let's go to the cobbler's.
All right. Let's see if he knows anything about his cousin.
Beep, beep.
Oh, it's Hardiman. Okay, Hardiman.
Evening, Mr. Holmes.
Hey, Hardiman. What's going on there?
Good evening, Hardiman. Has Abraham Solomonovitch still not reopened his shop?
No, not that I know of.
Have you heard anything about the latest murder?
Certainly there is talk of nothing else. Poor girl. I hope they catch the bastard who did it.
Who do you think that could be?
A madman, that's for sure. Everyone in the area is pinning it on a Jew. But I don't believe that for a second.
Why?
Because Jews don't like blood, you see. They're not allowed to eat it, and they have to drain the meat before cooking it. It's true that they eat animals, but they are fanatical about all kinds of silly things. I don't know much about their rituals and all, but I know that a Jewish butcher can't just do whatever he pleases with his knife. He has strict kosher rules to follow.
You seem to be very well informed.
Well, I buy my meat from them too. My clients don't care whether the meat comes from Jews or not. Cats eat it regardless. And let me tell you, I'd go as far as to say that I may even have more faith in a Jew, because even if they don't eat all the offals, a Jew inspects them to see if the animal was in good health. Lungs, for the most part, and as they make up most of my cat's meat, you can see the connection, right?
Okay. So Hardiman tells us some important information about Jewish dietary practices. They have kosher rules. They can only eat meat that's prepared in a certain way. And as I believe a lot of people know, Jews are not allowed to eat pigs under any circumstances.
Jews are allowed to eat offals?
Yes. They eat calves' kidneys, I think.
How big is that? A calf's kidney?
Ah, well, that depends if it's fresh or if it's been marinated in brine or cooked.
When fresh, are they as big as a human kidney?
They would be, yes.
You know, Mr. Hardiman, it's lucky for both of us that the murder that took place in your mother's courtyard was only the Whitechapel killer's third. Had it been the first, I wouldn't be thanking you as I'm doing now for all of this important information. Goodbye and take care.
If you say so. Right, farewell, Mr. Holmes.
Let's go to the cobbler's.
All right, so now that we've learned a little bit about Jewish dietary practices, let's go back to speaking to some Jewish people. Specifically, we are talking, this is Isaac, right?
Good evening, Mr. Solomonovitch.
Evening, Mr. Holmes. If you've come about the business of my cousin, I hate to say...
Oh, well, his cousin Abraham is not here, it sounds like.
Before you respond to my request, I must ask you to answer this question of the utmost importance. What offals are Jews allowed to eat?
Well, the same as you.
Kidney, heart, liver?
Yes.
How are they prepared?
Kidneys are boiled, heart is often finely sliced and cooked on a skewer, and liver is always grilled.
These offals, do they come from cattle?
Yes, beef or veal.
And eating non-kosher food would be a grave affair for a Jew, isn't that right?
Yes, it would be very serious. But what are you getting at?
Yeah, what are you getting at, Holmes?
If I were to tell you what I'm thinking, Mr. Solomonovitch, you would pull out your own eardrums to not hear the end of my sentence. It goes against the beliefs of hundreds of members of your community, and for some, perhaps even worse. I will ask you one last time before involving the authorities, who I assure you will be far less discreet than myself. Do you know who the second Joseph is, the Aldgate butcher, who your cousin knows from the Imperial Club?
His name is Joseph Levy, but I don't know where he lives. I know nothing about him, other than he's a member of the Imperial Club on Duke Street.
That street is after Church Passage, coming from Mitre Square, am I right?
That's it.
Thank you. You have been an enormous help to both of us. Now, listen carefully. I need you to find 4 or 5 strong men among the members of your family who you trust wholeheartedly, and to wait here with them until my arrival, or you receive a message from me. Is that clear?
But if you will tell me...
Later, Mr. Solomonovitch. Later. Let's go to the Imperial Club.
So Holmes has an idea of who the murderer is, and he's telling Mr. Solomonovitch to get people ready. He's like, I'm about to attack the murderer. I want them all here and ready so we can attack the murderer all at once. That way the murderer will not be able to fight back. So where are we going? The Imperial Club, right here.
Ah, there's the Imperial Club. Let's see if I can find Joseph Levy.
Yes, we need to find this man. He saw the killer shortly before the 4th murder. He's a witness. We have not spoken to him yet.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Can I help you, sir?
Indeed, I have an urgent message for Mr. Joseph Levy, the Aldgate butcher.
I regret, sir, but Mr. Levy is not at the club at present. You can wait for him if you wish.
I thank you. Do you know where I can find him? His home address, perhaps? It is a very urgent matter.
I am sorry, sir, but we do not give out information regarding the club members to people outside the group.
I understand. I must find a way to enter the Imperial Club without having to go through the entrance hall.
So now we're going to have a puzzle. We need to find a way to break into the club, because the club has a ledger. It has a list of all the members and where they live. We're going to steal that to figure out where this
Judging
guy...
by the sound of voices and applause, there's a meeting going on at this very moment. I'll have to be very cautious.
Pardon me, sir, but the club is only open to members.
I must find a way to enter the Imperial Club without having to go through the entrance hall.
All right, so let's see. Are there any items we can pick up here? I want to make sure there are no items in this room before leaving. Aha, there are. There's one on the ground.
This may come in handy.
And it looked like there was one on the table.
A note encouraging members of the Jewish community to remain prudent and vigilant after rumors about the Whitechapel murders.
Chief Rabbi's reminder. So the murders weigh heavily on our community. We need to show exemplary conduct, and it's not safe to be walking around by yourself at night. And another thing, this is their schedule for today. So administration will be closed all day. Ah, that's a clue. Because we want to break into the administration room and find their ledgers. That's why it's important. We know administration's closed today, so it should be super easy for us to rob the administration. Let's see. Holmes can't go this way. Like, if you try to go this way, he's gonna talk. He's like, oh no, there's something in my way. Can't go there, huh? Alright, anything on the ground here? We are gonna have to pick up like 3 or 4 items on the ground, on the street. Oh, hey, this is the building we were at earlier.
This building is the Great Synagogue of London.
Oh, yeah. This is where we talked to Abraham Solomonovitch. Yeah, and then this leads to the murder scene. Well, I don't think we're gonna go there. And it doesn't look like there's anything on this side of the street. So let's check the other side of the street. I think this is as far as we can go.
I have no reason to go that way.
That's as far as we can go. All right. And how many items do I have? Just the coat hanger and the matches that Holmes was already carrying. All right, so let's see. The items must be here. Aha! We found something.
Cole, it's a service door and firmly locked. There must be a stockroom in the cellar beneath this room.
Yes, this is our entrance.
There's a cellar window behind this barrel, which is preventing me from passing. If I can just get into the coal cellar, I shall be in the place.
Now, poor Sherlock Holmes is not a very strong man, so he's not able to push a barrel full of coal. He's going to need some sort of leverage. So I'm going to grab this plank of wood. I think I'll use it against this other plank of wood right here.
This barrel is on a wooden pallet, but it is too heavy to be moved. I will need a pivot.
Ah, a pivot. Okay, so I will use the axle as a pivot.
There we are. My pivot is in place. Now, let's find something to tip over this barrel.
Pivot.
I will need a pivot.
Oh, we still need some pivots. Okay, so do I need another plank of wood? Is that what I need? Yeah. So Holmes says he needs something else.
I will need a pivot.
He needs something else to push it over. I don't see any other items. Like, I had the hanger. Am I going to use the hanger as a pivot?
I will need a pivot. I will need a pivot.
Okay, hanger does not work as a pivot. I could use that chair, maybe. There's a chair there. Maybe one of these planks of wood would work. Oh dear, I'm not a fan of puzzles like this where it's go everywhere in the area and hope to find the correct item by pure chance. So you might have noticed that pile of wood, right? We couldn't have picked up that piece of wood from the pile earlier. Here it is, here it is. That's the same exact thing that happens with this piece of wood. We walked by it earlier. We could not pick it up earlier. You can only pick it up after Holmes realizes he needs a pivot. Because he's not just going to walk around grabbing random pieces of wood for no reason, right? Right? So that makes the puzzle a little harder because, you know, I have to go all the way back to get that piece of wood that I overlooked earlier.
I should be able to make it tip over.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's go inside.
Closed. The cellar window is locked from the inside by a simple iron hook.
Ah, and now I can use my broken hanger. The hanger goes over here.
Let's go. Good. Let's try to find the exit that leads to the club.
I've got a couple of items here. Clearly we're going to pick up the bucket and solve a puzzle with it later on because it is differently colored than everything else. That's how you can tell it's important. I think same with this rope and same with this hook. But Holmes does not realize he has to solve that puzzle yet, and so he can't grab these items yet. So for now, we can just go upstairs. There might be an item or two we can pick up in this room. Let's see. Ah, here's something I can see.
Empty tin cans.
Tin cans, that will be for the puzzle later on. And I'm trying to reach that one corner of the room. Let's see if I can do that. Come on, Holmes. This has been a recurring problem throughout the entire game, is trying to look at anything in a corner. The navigation. Okay, let me just go into first person mode. Yes, there is something here in this corner, which is why we should be able to just walk forward to that corner instead of it being so difficult. Ugh, it's a key.
This may come in handy.
I wonder why we can't read that paper. That paper seems like it might be useful. Anyway.
Closed.
Wrong door. Right door. So we're looking for administration, which is this door. Right next door.
Administration. Perfect. This must be where the information on club members is kept.
How do you know it's administration? Is there a sign on the door? No, there is not. There is not. Holmes just magically knows this is the administration door.
Let's hope that it really is the key to this door. Administration. Perfect. This must be where the information on club members is kept.
You just said that, Holmes. All right, what can we pick up here? Ah, tiles for a puzzle. It's for the safe puzzle. We'll solve it in just a moment.
Some square metal tokens. Curious. There is a document.
Okay, so this is about Jacob Levy. So he wanted to be the butcher for the club, but Joseph Levy said, no, don't hire Jacob. Don't hire him.
There must have been litigation between Joseph Hyam Levy and Jacob Levy.
Oh, man. They went to court? Wow, that's an extreme feud.
A page from an old Yiddish-English dictionary. Court's proceedings. Curious.
Oh, more about the litigation. Okay, so, Jacob Levy. Okay, so it looks like Jacob got in trouble, legal trouble with his, I'm not sure what he got in legal trouble for. It looks like maybe the gas or his butcher shop or something. Yeah, so Levy was found guilty and sentenced to prison, 12 months hard labor. And presumably that's why, his cousin or his brother or Joseph, whoever Joseph Levy is, however he's related to Jacob Levy.
This must be the club's safe. What I'm looking for is probably inside. I need something.
Due to the fact that his cousin was found guilty of crimes, he recommended that the club not hire his cousin for the job of butcher.
This must be the club's safe. What I'm looking for is probably inside. The lock on this chest is very sophisticated. Let's see.
Alrighty, so this is a puzzle where you just want to put everything in the correct spots. And it's a little difficult because, well, these are not English letters. These are letters from a completely different alphabet. So this is what the middle row looks like. So let's see. So you know that this piece has to go here. That way we have those two letters touching each other. And, okay, what's something with this letter on top and this letter on the left? Okay, so it's this one. It's got to be this one. It's the only option. So in this place, we want something with this letter on top and this letter on the left. It's got to be that. And now we just need to put the three final pieces into place, which is really simple. What's the one with this letter on the bottom? It's this. What's the one with this letter on the bottom? It's this. What's the one with this letter on the bottom? It's this. And that should be the solution. Now we have another puzzle inside.
I need something.
I think we need the dictionary.
These documents contain some words in Yiddish, which reads from right to left.
So this is sort of a double puzzle because you have to read from right to left and you have to do math. So, and you have to figure out which letters correspond with English letters. So mural is spelled like this, like that. And let's see. I'll just give you the solution to this puzzle, okay? It's A-B-H-U-L-M-E-R. So, A, B, and you can just guess this puzzle if you really wanted to, because when you get a letter correct, it has green, right? So you could conceivably try every single letter in every single spot until you come across the solution by pure chance. As I said, the solution is A-B-H-U-L-M-E-R.
Excellent. Now, on to the next step.
Now we're looking for stuff about the Levis. Oh, lots of them. Lots of them. Here you go. This one? No, Joseph? Joseph. That's the one we want, because he was the witness. Am I not? Am I wrong? Which one am I looking at now? I thought it was Joseph. There we go! I don't know why that didn't work earlier when I clicked on his file earlier. Okay, so he's a butcher, and this is where he lives, and that's how much money he owes the club.
Here we are. I have the address of this Joseph Hyam Levy, 36 Middlesex Street. Now, let's try to get out of here without being seen.
Excellent, and I think we might have an item to pick up now. We have the candlestick, which
This may come in handy.
we'll use for the puzzle of getting out of here. Let me check the other side of the room, make sure there's nothing here for me to pick up. I can look out the window.
I can't get out through the window. It's blocked and appears to be reinforced. I'll have to find another way out.
Sounds like there's a lot of applause going on in the other room. We've got to escape before the meeting's over, right? And usually when there's a lot of applause, that means the meeting's close to being done. So let's go through here. Go downstairs. Are there any items I can pick up? Ooh, there's something on the ceiling. You could just
I need something.
barely see there was an item on the ceiling there. Wow, that is a well-hidden item. So let's go down. And now I can pick up all these items that I noticed earlier. We've got a rope, we've got a bucket, and we've got a hook. And if we go to the corner of the room...
Blast! My exit has been sealed off. The barrel was replaced. I'll have to find another way.
Somebody move that barrel so I can't climb through the window anymore. Oh no! So what we're trying to do here is make a loud, distracting
something.
noise. Very loud, distracting noise. Using the tin cans. I think we put the tin cans in the bucket. We use the clothesline on the hook. Let's see, do I use the clothesline on either of those items? No. So what's this here?
I need something.
I can't see what item I'm using this on.
I need something.
So I can't see what that is. I can't tell what that item is. Let's just try using different items on it
I need something.
until we figure it out.
I need something.
Just try every item. It was the rope. It was the rope. Okay. I put the rope on that, and I believe I'm gonna put the rope to the thing on the ceiling here.
I need something. I need something.
Alright, so if I'm not using the rope on the ceiling, am I using the hook on the ceiling? Yes, I am. I'm using the hook on the ceiling, then I'm going to use the rope on the hook. Then I'm going to use this barrel on that. not barrel, the bucket with tin cans inside. So we have all the items. I might have put them together in the wrong order, but I got the solution eventually. We're going to put the candlestick here. And then we're going to light the candlestick. That way it will burn the rope, causing this bucket of tin cans to fall down and make a tremendous noise. That will lure the guard to this room. And that way,
Now let's quickly hide in administration.
That way I can sneak past the guard and safely escape from this building. So hide in administration, Holmes. That was not a very loud banging noise at all, but the guard still falls for the trick. And for some reason, the guard closes the door behind him.
Let's visit Joseph Levy at 36 Middlesex Street.
Alright, so we will visit Joseph, not in this video, in the next video.